to the bold analysis. I woke up this Monday morning to check what the media, the mainstream media, is reporting about Raila Odinga's hint yesterday that he is able and willing to support Kalonzo Musyoka in 2027. And I know most of our viewers here, I checked last comment section, people saying that, you know what, Raila needs to be the candidate. So, but I'm one person that is open to the thought that Kalonzo Musyoka is equally up to the task. And there is one thing I want to show you. I'm going to give you details and some latest political developments why Raila's announcement, contrary to public perception, actually is a double-edged sword against William Ruto, and Kenya Kwanza have been acting in panic. And let me just start you off. Today in the morning, immediately one of the stories that I captured was this one here. What you're seeing on your screen, because they hints at Ruto Raila handshake. This story, and rather this story, was actually choreographed as early as yesterday. The head of public service has been camping in Nyanza every Sunday, one church to the other, campaigning for William Ruto. And yesterday, while an event was going on in Bondo, in Asembo, not very far from the very place Raila was talking, Kosgei was speaking in a church, saying that Luo and Kalenjin are going to work together.
The party that the president leads focuses on money in the pockets of the common man. And also you've spoken to the need for us to live harmoniously. As a PS in charge of internal security and national administration, part of my responsibility is to ensure that we live harmoniously and in a secure environment. And then you've also spoken to the need for us to conserve our environment. Again, the president is very clear on an ambitious climate action program that will ensure we plant 15 billion trees over the next 9 years. So part of what I would expect from the congregation and from the people of Asembo and the people of Siaya County in general is that we support this call to action to increase our tree cover. So inabidi tupande miti, tukue na chakula kwa manyumba zetu, na tukue na pesa mfukoni, na tuishi kwa amani. When you go back, tell the president that the people of Nyanza appreciate his visit and we welcome him to come back again and again. This government where I serve, where Raymond serves, where Felix is the head of the public service, since independence this time around, we have gotten a government that is truly concerned about the plight of our people. A government that is interested in facilitating tangible development for the people of this region. This government is truly concerned about the plight, not just of Nyanza region, but even here in Asembo. You are aware that among those peers the president has been launching, one of them is right here in Kamito. Kamito is down here just next to the lake where we overflew. And one of those piers is located here. And once that pier is built, it's going to open up the economy of this region. And CS Muvuria has also assured me in that same place, we are also going to have a fish landing site. Investment cannot take place in an environment where there are chaos. Once in a while we may have different opinions, but we have got proper mechanisms of sorting out those differences as and when they arise. Not violent demonstrations, not banning of vehicles, not banning of business premises, not banning of roads.
Tuko hapa kwa sababu ni nyumbani. Mimi ni mtu wa hapa Moroni, Chemeli, hapa ni nyumbani. karibu na nyinyi, na tumeishi miaka yote. Fikiria, tulianza kazi safari huko Misri. Au mjui history? Mlikuwa nyinyi mnafuata mto, sisi tuko kwa mlima hivi. Nyinyi mnaendelea kutoa samaki, mnaendelea kupanda wimbi nini, sisi tunachunga ng'ombe hapo juu, tunaleta ng'ombe maziwa hapa chini, tunakuja kuchukua nini, wimbi huko, samaki na wimbi na nini. Na ndio unaona tuko pamoja, hata nini ikifanyika tuko namna gani. Mungu alisema lazima Mjaluo na Mkalenjin waishi kama jirani. Hata ukiruka namna gani, hata ufanye nini, utakaa tu, utaruka urudi hapa Nyanza. Na nitarudi wapi? Hapa Rift Valley. Wengi wenu labda hawajui, tumetoka mbali, miaka karibu 1000. Baka hata lugha yenu na yetu saa zingine inashika. Kama masiwa mnaita cha, tunaita cheko. Kukimbia mnasema ngwe, sema ngwek. Nivo. Ine, angwa, nyinyi mgapi? Angwen. Sasa alafu sasa mkifika hapa kidogo, Kiingereza kidogo ikuwa mingi, mnafikiri nyinyi tofauti. Sasa Mungu alianzisha hii kukaa pamoja. Hiyo undugu ifanye nini? Na huwa tunasema pole sana kwa sababu hiyo miaka ile mingi, ile mkubwa wenu kabisa ilikuwa inaitwa Luanda nani? Tunaomba msamaha kwa sababu tuliua yeye, lakini mkumbuke hatukuwa yeye bure. Tulituma msichana yetu akakuwa bibi yake, si ndio? Sasa tukiua yeye, mtoto wetu alikuwa na watoto, na watoto ni nyinyi. So ilikuwa tu, lakini nataka nikuambie sisi ni damu moja. Ni kweli? So ningesema mengi, lakini kwa sababu ni mtu wa serikali na tuko kwa kanisa, ningesema lakini tuwaje kiherehere mingi. Tuko moja, watu moja, si ndio? Na mwenye hataki tuwe moja, tutalazimisha mpaka tuwe nini? Kitu kimoja. Umeelewa? Hakuna shortcut, hatuna shortcut, hakuna. Tutafanya nini? Tutaambia nini Mungu? Tulienda tukakosana. Au. Ni ngumu sana. Sasa msikie hivyo. Mmesikia maneno, si ndio? Msikie vizuri. Maendeleo lazima tulete Nyanza. Mpende, lazima muendelee hapa. Tukijenga Turkana, tukijenga wapi, lazima hapa ifanywe nini? Hiyo ni amri ya rais kwetu sisi wote. Sijui mwezi 3 months ago tulikuwa huko Uriri. Tulikuwa Uriri. Tunatembea kanisa wapi kwa sababu hakuna sehemu hata moja ile itawachwa nyuma kwa maendeleo ya serikali.
Now, this is something, and you know, he knew very well, they knew very well that the state knows very well, even those around Raila Odinga, there are quite a number of snitches around Raila, and nowadays I believe very well that the state knows what exactly is on plan, or the probability of Raila vying for presidency. And if it is not a threat, if Raila is not a threat, you will see the flurry of activities that have been going on in Nyanza, just as Raila tries to make the political move. It was intentional. Even that story of Raila Ruto handshake, it was very intentional to neutralize that Raila statement that I'm willing to back Kalonzo Musyoka. And maybe if I collect some facts and tell you why Kalonzo is not a lightweight compared to Ruto, I think I'll debunk that. Now, That was number one. Look at the second screenshot here. This is a screenshot that shows you how UDA actually mobilized leaders and head of parastatals to campaign in Nyanza. Look at this. Efforts to conduct civic education enlightening masses on President William Ruto's development progress, plans and vision. Parastatal chairpersons pitched camp in Kasipul talking to Luo Nyanza residents on the same. So, and now they say the leaders urged Luo Nyanza to have faith in President Ruto's government and he has a bigger vision to steer the Kenya into greater heights, frontiers. Look at that list. Oduor Lake Basin, Irungu Nyakea, Kemsa chairperson sent to Nyanza to campaign. Rashid Echesa, Kenya Water Towers. Winnie Ngumi, Kenha. Gilbert Maluki, National Irrigation. Mwambu Mabonga, NGO Board, that is from Kakamega. Caleb Kositani, Kenya. Faith Mwaura, KDC. Aden Nur, Nita. Yani, William Ruto mobilized head of parastatals to go and Nyanza to campaign. I'm like, ay, you know, look at that. And then I'm telling you, and they knew that Raila Odinga was going there and is going to make very huge impact when he makes a move in the Nyanza. Owino, the mass communication, that is Charles, David Mawatsu. So William Ruto mobilized head of parastatals to go and campaign in Nyanza. Now, look at the third one. 1.5, I'm only the citizen here. They're carrying a story. 1.5 billion spent on Ruto Nyanza tour. And let me tell you, according to reports, William Ruto's Nyanza tour has actually gone to record as the most expensive because of money spent even on mobilization. You will see these photos of huge crowds that Ruto attracted in Nyanza, and you will know very well that it's about mobilization. There are even experts are saying that compared to the Kakamega and even the Sagab tour, 5 days Mount Kenya tour, the 4 days that Ruto spent in Nyanza was more expensive because they had the intention of that tour was to try to detonate, or rather to neutralize Raila Odinga's influence there. So all this is happening. And you know, I think my good friend Gabriel was sharing a screenshot about how some leaders from the Nyanza region were crying that they were promised some things, but those things, I know it was some jobs, you know, some money, and it was not coming forth. I think this. A group of professionals is up in arms over unfulfilled monetary promise by a top government bureaucrat. The money was to be a token of appreciation. Despite being issued with a dummy check and taking pictures with the official, the group has not received the cash many months later. Word has it that the official has reneged on his pledge and has been telling insiders that he only used the professionals to show his boss he was working. So you can see how Raila Odinga's announcement on Kalonzo, contrary to what other people see, is not something that Kenya Kwanza has taken lightly. And I wonder why Nyanza. Actually, even if it is the candidate is Kalonzo. But William Ruto will not hit Kalonzo, but will choose to go for Raila. So let me tell you why this is a double-edged sword. Because it had something. There is an impact that it has as we speak. Number one, Raila Odinga made that hint to give Azimio la Umoja an early bearing on 2027. Because, and I think, I don't know why even some political pundits are arguing that it's not possible. I think we have been saying that Azimio la Umoja needed to put their house in order. And one thing they needed to do is to make it early. Who is the candidate? They don't need to be doing a lot of guesswork. Then it reaches last time. You spent like, you are 4 months to the general election, and you're spending a whole month arguing on who is the president and who is his deputy. You know one thing Ruto did before 2022, in the run-up 2022, he was the candidate and no one knew, everyone knew. So on this one, I think Raila is putting it straight, so that if someone wants to leave because Kalonzo is the candidate, then that person needs to leave early. We leave now. There is no need of remaining there. Come away when you feel you want to vie for presidency, and you can't back Kalonzo, then you gotta make that decision early. And if there is a contingency plan that Azimio might put, it's in it. And that is what Raila is doing. Raila has already realized that William Ruto was trying to plant the seeds of discord. And that is why he's putting them at crossroads. Choose between supporting me and supporting Kalonzo Musyoka. So on who Raila is supporting, I think he's trying to make it clear that I am willing and ready to support Kalonzo Musyoka. And let me say, I want to say it for the record here. Raila Odinga should not make the mistake of even making a U-turn on Kalonzo and supporting someone else or even William Ruto without Kalonzo. If he's supporting Kalonzo, I know things can change. If it is supporting Ruto, they must support Ruto with Kalonzo. And if he is supposed to maintain his political base and also maintain his grip, I still suggest it must be Kalonzo Musyoka. Number 2, Raila Odinga is actually averting a fallout. Because, let's truth be said, Raila got 6.9 million votes, according to what Chebukati announced. What Chebukati gave Raila, let's say that. Can you try to think of Kalonzo was not in Azimio? Remember, Kalonzo was part of Oka. Then when the Oka team decided to split, who is this? Mudavadi and Wetangula moved to Ruto's side. Then Kalonzo and Gideon Moi decided to stick with Raila on the Azimio side. So with that Kalonzo's presence there, it was a very big addition to Raila Odinga. And that is why I'm saying that without Kalonzo, I don't think, truth be told, the 3 presidential contests that Raila has mounted against the other opponents, about Uhuru, against not 2, even 3, 2013, 2017, then the rerun. The 3 contests against Uhuru Kenyatta, and the first contest against, and the last contest against William Ruto, they would not have been very successful. I want to believe they've been very successful, despite the fact that Raila did not get the presidency. But they've been very successful contests. Without Kalonzo Musyoka, you cannot underestimate the power of Kalonzo around Raila Odinga. Bwana, msidanganye. Ukweli usemwe bwana. Ukweli usemwe. Now, the other third aspect why I see this move as one that is really causing havoc on Ruto's side, it gives a point or a clarity on the office of the leader of opposition that is being created. Who is going to take that office? And this is my take, or this is what I see. If the bipartisan talks will decide that we're going to have, of course they've decided, but that the leader of opposition is going to operate from parliament, then that leader is going to be Kalonzo Musyoka. And Kalonzo Musyoka will operate that office from there. Raila Odinga cannot go to parliament. No. That one don't expect. And if there is going to be a position of deputy opposition leader, then that deputy will be Kalonzo Musyoka. There will be an argument of, will Raila pick Martha Karua or Kalonzo? That deputy will be Kalonzo Musyoka. And I wish if they can create 2 deputies then. And you know, there is something that Raila is saying that is trying to throw a counter Kenya Kwanza, because Kenya Kwanza have always believed that that position is being created for Raila Odinga. But if Raila Odinga is having a hint that nitasimama na Kalonzo, then that means Kalonzo can as well take that position. Lastly, There is something you need to realize. Yesterday, when Raila was speaking, I wanted to listen to this part because he praised Kalonzo. Look at how he praised Kalonzo as a good man. Before even making Tasmama na wewe, I want to listen to this part. And what does it mean? He's first trying to mold Kalonzo's political profile, or rather to boost Kalonzo's political profile, because trustworthy goes against that watermelon. You know, there is one thing that Raila must do, and they must work very hard to make sure that they shed off that watermelon tag on Kalonzo Musyoka, and that Kalonzo Musyoka is a man that can be trusted. Because one of the things that I know, even some viewers are saying that Kalonzo Musyoka can even change his mind a day to that election and say he's supporting William Ruto. People have been saying that. So that's one of the deficits that Kalonzo has, that he must show that he's trustworthy. And that is something that Raila wants to ensure. He wanted media to cover Kalonzo Musyoka. I know that now the mainstream media are going to look for Kalonzo and get some exclusive interviews and ask what about it, what's your plan and all that. And again, he's telling Kalonzo Musyoka that you can get my support. So go out there and prove to Kenyans you can be a candidate. That's it. And that's why I insisted on the 6 boxes. So he's telling Kalonzo Musyoka that listen to the Bold podcast and ticks those 6 boxes that Kevin was telling you. Thank you. Thank you very much, guys. Let's meet in the next podcast.